Com, and this is just a little video to get us started on this Spring programming video course. And in this video I'm going to talk about what Spring is, and I'm going to just talk briefly about the prerequisites that you need to follow this course and what we're going to look at in this course. So I'm looking here at the springsource.org features page. In fact, let's go to the home page of springsource.org. And you get the idea from this that Spring is a lot about web programming, and as far as I know, by far and away the main reason people use the Spring Java framework is that it's the kind of biggest framework for doing web applications using Java at the moment. In other words, if you want to create a website using Java, Spring is a very good thing to get mixed up with. Let's take a look at features here. Another reason why people use Spring is it has good support for connecting to and working with databases. And there are other reasons for using Spring as well, but as far as I know, those are the two biggest reasons. So if you want to learn Spring, most likely you want to do web programming. You can do web programming in Java without using Spring. Spring's just a framework that helps you organize stuff, and if you create a website using Java, you can very quickly create sort of tangled code with no discernible sort of flow structure, and Spring is massively helpful in helping you to organize your web application basically. Now to follow this course, you should have a good understanding of Java programming. And if you don't, if you go to www.caveofprogramming.com, then you can find there a pretty complete course that's completely free. It's a free video course on programming in Java. In the initial part of this course, I'm going to talk about kind of basic Spring without using the kind of web aspects of Spring. So we're going to talk about what Spring is. Because Spring is basically a kind of nuts and bolts system for organizing Java code using either XML files, or alternatively you can basically mostly use Java annotations to bolt together your Java code. And we're going to start by covering that. If you want to cover the kind of web aspects of Spring, which you probably do, you might also want to check out my my Java Servlets and JSPs course, because although this isn't free, the first 7 videos of this are free, and that will get you started with creating web applications in Java. And if you want to follow the web part of this course, you need to know how to create basic web applications in Java. And because Spring is very much it's quite an advanced topic, I'm not going to repeat kind of basic stuff that a lot of people who follow this course will probably already know. So if you go to www.caveofprogramming.com, click on the Servlets and JSPs course, and then these videos, you can just click on them and watch them. You don't have to subscribe or anything, and they tell you how to set up a Java web application and deploy it to the internet. And I'm going to assume that you know this in this Spring course, not to start with, but later on when we get onto the web stuff. So in technical terms, Spring also supports dependency injection, where basically if you have one Java object that depends on another, you can kind of inject the second Java object into the first using XML. So you're using it to bolt together your Java objects, and we're going to be looking at that early on in this course. And we're also going to look at aspect-oriented programming, where you create these things called aspects that can add functionality to your existing classes basically, and you can use those for things like creating loggers, for example, that can intercept method calls. But we'll get onto all that kind of stuff later. So that's it for this tutorial, and in the next free video in this series we're going to look at setting up your computer for programming Spring, which is by no means a trivial task, but I'm going to show you that the absolute easiest way, that the tools that I think are the absolute easiest free tools to get started with Spring, and you'll see that although it's not trivial, as long as you know how to install software and stuff like that, which I'm going to assume you do, it's not going to be too bad at all. And we're going to be using Eclipse and standard Java tools along with Maven to program Spring, but I'm going to explain the Maven stuff as we go along, so you don't need to understand Maven to follow this course. This is a free video from a complete course, and although the complete course isn't going to be free, I'm going to release enough free videos that you can get started with Spring, because I like to give away stuff for free, and obviously it helps me promote the paid course. But I'm going to give you the initial videos for free, and when you start doing Spring, I think the hardest thing initially is just to figure out how to set your system up and what tools to use, and I'm going to cover all that and put the videos on YouTube, and you'll always be able to find the latest stuff at www.caveofprogramming.com. So if you're watching this on YouTube, that's the place to go to find all my latest free YouTube videos and my complete courses. Okay, I hope that was useful, and we'll get on to